Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Reds Report. I'm Chris Ridyard. Alongside me, as always, my good friend Carlo van der Waterton. Carlo, you all right?
I'm all right now.
Yeah, I think as a Barnsley fan, it's difficult to not be a little bit all right or a little bit happy in these circumstances. But there's still a mountain to climb. But we're going to try and focus on the positives of today, seeing as I've been very negative this past week. So I'm going to try and be smiley and happy and happy-go-lucky. And we'll have brown underpants day on Wednesday instead. But for now, we will bask in the glory of a rare Barnsley victory. Well, I said rare. They've been quite more common, Carlo, since lockdown.
Yeah, I think today, for the first time in a long time, in fairness, I think the result mirrored the performance, or at least I think we got what we deserve. I think we deserve more than, but 3 points is enough for us at the moment. So it's nice to see that finally, throwing the kitchen sink at the 93rd minute. I don't care who scored, but we got a goal, and that's the least we deserve today.
Yes, exactly that. You mentioned the 93rd minute winner, so I'd like to publicly apologise to one Mr. Patrick Schmidt for spelling his name wrong last week. I may have missed out a letter, and I think I'm not the only Barnsley fan that's berated him over the past probably 3-4 months. You could argue he's not done enough. However, he could certainly argue, looking at them statistics that Barnsley FC Statsman's put out there, that he has done enough to warrant coming off the bench, Carlo.
Yeah, I think it can be easy when you go to a team in the Championship and 26 sub starts. I think he's done this season, so he's come off the bench 26 times. I watched the press interview, the post-match interview just earlier on, and for him to be able to come on and be switched on, which in fairness we know he is, because he did the same. Was it Millwall? He did the same against Millwall when he came on and he scored.
Yeah, and Stoke.
And Stoke, and then today again. So his mental strength is, you can always argue, is he a starter? And when you've got Woodrow and Chaplin and everything, I mean, I don't know. Listen, he scored. It was there. I can't say a master stroke by Struber, but because everybody was up there, wasn't there? You know what I mean? Halme was up there, and everybody was up there. But when you talk about a player, he's had limited chances, and I saw something earlier. Like, he's got as many goals as he's got touches, probably, but it don't matter, does it? He's got a red shirt on. It says investment room on the front, and he scored. That's all that matters today.
I mean, he's been quite prolific, or he was prolific in Austria before. And he's obviously got some positional sense about him, because he seems to get himself in good areas to be there. Whether he's a starter or not is another game. There's obviously quicker players than him. There's bigger players than him. There's players that win more headers than him that should start. Speaking of players that win headers, Carlo, Jacob Brown, obviously moving to right back or right wing back.
Yeah.
That was, I think you mentioned, being a master stroke earlier. That's a master stroke, is it not?
Yeah, we've seen him playing there before, but I think when he had to go more attacking, I mean, obviously leaving Brown as sort of like you say, right wing back, he can still go up and form part of the threat that we like to pose. So, listen, we just had to go for it, and everything clicked into place. And in fairness, I think they deserve a huge amount of praise after the deflating result on Thursday. I mean, it's Friday, Saturday, 2.5 days later, they're back at it again, and to give a performance of that intensity again, I think that deserves some praise. I know we've all been guilty of being quite negative. Listen, I still think we can do it. I'm not saying we're staying up, but I still think we can get 3 points at Brentford. Will that be enough? That's not in our hands. But I'd rather go down fighting than go down with a little whimper, and that's all I want to do.
And it's a weird one for me, because today it did feel like we had our Barnsley back. We had the Barnsley back that shouldn't have drawn to Wigan, should have beat him. Shouldn't have drawn to Luton, we should have beat him. The Barnsley back that's picked up so many points under Struber before the lockdown and after the lockdown, an entirely different Barnsley to the one that we saw before Christmas this season. It just, in my mind, results like that make me almost think all this criticism that the players get and the board get for not being good enough for the Championship. Well, particularly the board get criticism for the players not being good enough for the Championship. And you see them play like that today. and you wonder where does the blame lie? And I know we're trying to stay positive and stuff like that, but you think if you can produce that, why is that not been produced more often than not? And you look at that deficit that we started under Stendel. And to me, that's where it lies, because since then, this team's been good enough to stay up.
Yeah, I think we're a very young and in this division inexperienced squad. I know that our version of experience is probably different than the board, because the board talk about league games. For me, it's experience in this league because this is a unique league to play in. And I think we have had results. If you look at West Brom, look at what West Brom are. Leeds, an own goal, and we gifted them 2 goals when they played at ours. I mean, Fulham, we won home and away. We've had some decent results, and we can play like that. I think they've grown up mentally a lot especially since lockdown. We haven't scored many goals, but that doesn't matter because defensively, Anderson won, I'd say 99% of every header that came his way. Jordan Williams, and I'll be honest, I've been guilty when I've seen that on the stretch. You think, Jordan Williams, but actually did well. Rich Meyer did okay because he didn't come nowhere near the set pieces, but actually as a central midfielder, there were some good passes. I mean, he nearly scored as well. So just one more. We just need another performance like that. And it's not in our hands, and I know it's not, but you're hoping that Leeds can do us a favour when they play Charlton. Fulham play, I forgot who plays who. But I'm just looking at some stats from today. I mean, 76% pass completion, superb. 70% of those passes were in the final third. 20 shots on target and 20 shots, 6 on target, 6 blocked and 8 off target. I mean, that's not the sort of form that normally sees you relegated. So maybe a little bit, a little bit too late, but we always knew we had it in us. It just hasn't been consistently enough. Woodrow could score 3, but we let 4 in. Anderson made mistakes. Other defenders made mistakes as well. We were very limited in the defence after the EFL made the masterstroke with Bambo, and we're still waiting to hear about that. I know that's a whole different matter, but we've been sort of like restricted in players that we've had, and but today I think for the Town, for the last game at Oakwell this season, it was just amazing. I mean, to be fair, I thought Nottingham Forest had nothing to offer. I didn't think they came. I think they were happy with the draw, the time wasting. And it's just nice that we just kept going. And even in injury time, we just kept going. And then we got what we deserved. And that's all we wanted, wasn't it?
And that's right. This side got what they deserved today. And you could argue we didn't get it against previous teams that are down there, over the past 2 weeks. We've not got what we deserved, despite putting the ball in good areas and stuff like that. But I generally believe this team doesn't deserve to be relegated now. I think you've seen 2 different Barnsley teams this season. The team that you saw before Murray, took the reins, and then obviously Struber, that team deserved to be relegated. And I think we were only heading for League One then. Me, yourself, Phil Hall, Jode Beersall, Dougo came from Chronicle, Leon Wobshire. We all sat there, in December.
You hear the trolls in the press room. Yeah, you hear them in the press room afterwards.
You're freezing your nuts off, in December, and you're talking about, that's it. We've gone. Yeah. And you look now, with 1 game left, 1 game to go. Absolute miracle working for me from Struber, and I think he'd be our biggest signing for the summer if ever we could hold on to him. I know there's rumours circling, but I think it'd be a dire decision to let him go. But I can understand the man wanting to leave for bigger and better things, really.
I don't know if it'll be bigger or better. I'm sure there'll be some interest, even if in native Austria or maybe in England. I think the biggest problem, and I don't mean it negatively, I think the biggest problem is finding a manager that can work with the board and the vision and the younger players, because it's no coincidence that we got defensively better when we signed a 30-year-old defender. There's no coincidence. Of
course.
There's no coincidence that Anderson stopped making the mistakes he did when Solbauer came in. Jack Walton is a fantastic keeper, but I think he gets an extra 20% confidence when somebody like Solbauer is in front of him. And we did the interview today with Adam Oxley. I firmly believe whether we stay where we are or we go down, that spine needs looking at. So if Mo would goals, you need experience is a big one, but you need somebody who's been in this league in central midfield and knows what it's about, and you need to look up front. You know.
But Carlo, let's not go 2 months ahead. You know, you're the one that said to me over the past week we're still in this.
Oh well.
You know, and I doubted you. I doubted Barnsley probably for the first time this season. You know, I'm an absolute diehard, and I love the set of lads, and I love the team, and you know, I love Struber as a bloke. I think he's tremendous. But even I thought it was beyond them. And I'm not saying it's within reaching distance now. You know, a lot of permutations have got to go our way, and we've got to produce again. Or we need an Ethan Pinnock own goal, don't we, or something like that. But and I can only apologise for doubting us because come Wednesday night we're gonna be back in it. And I've had some great messages of some fans as well, fans participation on Twitter, and it just seems to have got everybody believing. I just got a great message off Ollie Baldy. Top bloke. He's just been out walking, saying, "I'm in a great mood. I'm out walking, taking inspiration from myself, and obviously this Barnsley result. And I'm in a great. It just shows how much it means to everybody.
It does, and I think when you say you start doubting, that's normal. That's what football fans do when you're not getting what the performance maybe deserves. But you know, football's about results and not always about performances. I sometimes worry when I see us playing out at the back, and I'm thinking we're not Man City. We can't go and buy those sort of players that suit that. And at times it's gone wrong, and at times it's gone right. Some big question marks. You know, Jack Moulton in goal after the lockdown. Well, so
unbelievable.
There has to be some belief in Struber that he knows what he's doing. He picks the right people. Again, today, Ritzmaier, lots of people's Ritzmaier thought he did all right. I actually thought a couple of loose passes, other people had same. Callum Styles, I think, well, after you've got a Styles, he's like a mini Mowat, isn't he? He is capable of playing in, I think higher leagues than the Championship is Callum Styles. He's only 20, I believe. So, there's still...
Well, you've got to think Mowat's only just hitting peak. Yeah. And Callum Styles is starting to get mentioned in the same conversation. I mean, he's probably 3 or 4 years ahead of Mowat. So
exactly.
How good if Styles keeps head on his shoulders could he actually be? Carlo, it's good to speak to you. I've had a nice swim in sea today, and I've had some nice fish and chips.
Were you on the beach? Were you literally on the beach when you spoke to Adam Oxley?
Yes. I don't know if you heard it. When I was speaking to Adam Oxley, I coughed a little bit during end of a sentence. That were actually a chip that got stuck in my throat. I was eating fish and chips at the time while we were on BBC Radio Sheffield. But I were. So that's it. But I hope you've had a nice day. I hope that Barnsley victory has cheered you up, just like it has done most Barnsley fans.
It takes it out of you, doesn't it? It literally floors you because you kick every ball, you head every ball, you query every substitution, but that's what football does, and that's why it's the people's sport, because even from home we're involved. I mean, the biggest regret, it's not a regret. I think the biggest thing is Imagine the last game at Oakwell if fans would have been there. Imagine the Pontiand, but it wasn't, and that doesn't make it any less beautiful. And all eyes now on Wednesday, but at least you can go into Wednesday and it still means something. And we can still. I honestly, and I'll keep saying this. I mean, like we said, we're going to do something, a Brentford preview, and I'm going to get a Brentford fan on who I know, and he's very, very
that'll be good.
It'd be good to see such an interview. And just quickly, Brentford, Barnsley, Cardiff play Hull, Leeds play Charlton, Wigan play Fulham. Who have I forgotten? Let's have a look. Luton played Blackburn. So Luton is the only one because they tend to get results. But, you'd like Cardiff to do Hull City. You like Leeds to do Charlton. Wigan, Fulham where they are. Points deductions coming. So we're still 100% in this, Chris. And
who knows?
That's the best we could have asked for.
And over the next few days, there might be some more news from EFL with a bit of luck. So
who knows?
See.
Bambo might be able to play on Wednesday.
I didn't mean that. I was thinking more down the S postcode, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Carlo, thank you very much for joining me on our podcast.
Yeah, no worries at all. I enjoyed it. You enjoy your time in Cromer. Say hello to the locals.
I will.
Stop thinking about football. Spend some quality time with the dog.
I'll try. Carlo, thank you very much for joining me. Reds, thank you very much for watching. Hope you all have a nice evening. Hope that's made your weekend. And just remember, you're a Barnsley fan. We're Schmidt. And we know we are. You Reds.